Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here with another Master Duel video for you guys today. In this one we're going to be doing some more normal and rare decks. However, this is not one that we actually covered in the initial video when we talked about decks, and it's not even one that you would find on that spreadsheet because this is actually a Tri-Brigade deck that I have just thrown together myself. Now, I know I implied in an earlier video that I was thinking about like actually building the deck as part of the video, like going through the building process, but you know, I started to do that and it just kind of, I don't know, I thought it was kind of boring, to be honest. Like I wasn't satisfied with the recording that came out, so I just decided to scrap that part. But we'll go ahead and take a look at some games here with this deck. I've not actually tried it out yet. I actually just got done putting like the finishing touches, so to speak, on it. There's really not a whole lot to it. It's not like a blended Tri-Brigade deck. Like, I'm not blending it with another archetype, which I think could and be definitely more powerful than this potentially. But I decided for now I'm just going to stick with like a quote-unquote pure Tri-Brigade deck for the time being. Yeah, let me go ahead and go through the list card by card here, and then we'll kind of talk about some of the choices here. So we've got 3 Tri-Brigade Nervall, 3 Tri-Brigade Kerass, 3 Tri-Brigade Kitt, 3 Fire King Avatar Artava, 3 Tri-Brigade Fraktall, 3 Ancient Warriors Loyal Guan, 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, 3 Book of Moon, 3 Forbidden Chalice, 3 Torrential Tribute, 3 Compulsary Evacuation Device, 2 Paleozoic Dinomischus, 3 Lost Wind, and 3 Tri-Brigade Revolt. Down here in the extra deck, we've got a number 64 Ronin Raccoon. We got the number 70 Malevolent Sin, 2 Firefighting Daruma, 1 Crusadia Regulex, 1 Geonator Transverser, 1 Triple Burst Dragon, 1 Powercode Talker, 1 Berserker of the Tenyi, 2 Hraesvelgr the Desperate Doom Eagle, 3 Tri-Brigade Revolt the Silver Sheller, and 1 Agave Dragon. Alright, so yeah, let's talk about the deck itself a little bit here. So, I mean, the Tri-Brigade cards are pretty self-explanatory. It's like kind of the draw of running Tri-Brigade in this format, right? Is the fact that Nervall, Kerass, Kitt, Fraktall, and Revolt are all somehow normals and rares. So we can run 3 copies of each, and that is, again, the main draw of the deck, is that obviously these are very powerful cards, and as a result, they should be, you know, good in the format. Like, I don't know, that's pretty dull right there. There is kind of a problem, though, in that Rugal is the only Tri-Brigade extra deck monster we can go into. Now, as we saw when we were playing the normal and rare gadget deck against somebody who's using a Tri-Brigade deck, Rugal is actually a lot better in this format than you think it'd be. Like, it's easy to think of, like, regular ranked where Rugal is, like, a decent card, but not great. It definitely wouldn't be, you know, make the archetype appealing if it was the only thing you could go into in ranked. But again, this is normal and rare format where things are a bit slower, and recurring advantage by itself is better than it would be like on a ranked ladder. So Rugal actually not bad in this format. Alright, as far as other monsters in the deck, I'm playing 3 of the Fire King Avatar here. I actually think this card is pretty solid in this deck. As you can see, it's got a quick effect that by destroying another fire monster in your hand or field, you can actually negate an opponent's monster effect. There's not a whole lot of like quick effect negations on monsters in this format, so having access to it in the form of Fire King Avatar here, Avarta, is pretty nice. And then also, if this gets destroyed, we can special summon a Fire Beast, Beast Warrior, or Winged Beast monster from our graveyard. Its effects are negated and they'll be destroyed during the end phase, but that's still not a bad ability. Obviously, not only does it have other copies of itself to get with these effects, but both Tri-Brigade Kitt and Tri-Brigade Fraktall are in fact fire. So we can, you know, discard a Kitt to blow up our opponent, or to negate our opponent's monster effect and destroy the monster too, by the way. And then we can mill Kitt with Kitt, you know, mill a Nervall and then get a search, and then we could potentially bring the Kitt back later with the second effect, either to chump an attack, or I guess either way it'll go, you know, get destroyed during the end phase, and then we can get to the Kitt effect once again. And then, of course, we're playing 3 more of these Ancient Warriors here that we were playing in the Yosenju and Kaiju deck. It's a Beast Warrior. It's got a pretty solid effect, a very solid body as well. 3 is probably too many. In fact, you know what? I'm actually going to make a little adjustment here. I am going to go down to 2. And I think for the time being, I'm just going to put in a 3rd Mystical Space Typhoon. Yeah, I just decided that just now. Yeah, I was thinking about it, and it's like, you know, I don't see. I think we could get away with 3 in the Yosenju deck, but in this deck, I think we need 2 because it's not going to be too often that we can actually get to special summon this aside from turn 1. So, and you might think, well, if you want to draw at turn 1, shouldn't you play 3 copies? And well, no, because it's still a niche scenario because it's only turn 1 and it's really only when we're going second. So. This is definitely more of a going second card in general, but it also is a potentially good comeback card as well. If we know we were behind on board, we could potentially summon this, destroy one of our opponent's monsters, run over another one, and then re-establish control of the board there. Let's see, moving on to the spells, yeah, we've got the 3 MST. These are honestly more placeholders than anything else, really, until I do some more testing of the deck and maybe think of and or see another card that I would like more. I'm not actually a huge fan of MST. Even in this format, I still don't think it's that great, but we'll play it for now. And then, of course, we're playing plenty of disruption here in the form of Book of Moons, Chalices, Torrentials, Compulse, Lost Winds. I'm only playing 2 Dinomischus because we don't have that much that I'm eager to discard, mostly just Nervall and Kitt. I mean, if I have to discard a monster in general, it tends to be more fine for this deck than it would be for others, obviously because we have our Tri-Brigade effects that we can banish monsters from the graveyard. But still, like I said, there's not a whole lot I'm looking to discard, so I'm only playing 2 Dinomischus instead of 3 here. Moving on to the extra deck, I decided to just throw in a number 64 here because with Kerass and Kerass and Kitt both being level 2 beasts, like it doesn't seem like it's actually that difficult to bring this card out in this deck. And for those who are unacquainted, this card is actually fairly powerful. It's kind of like Dracosack a little bit, except it's a Raccoon. Well, it's a Tanuki technically, but Raccoon here. You know what I mean. But yeah, the token that you summon is actually pretty good because it's as strong as the strongest monster on the field, and it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So yeah, that's really nice. And you can even make multiple tokens. Like, well, you can only make 1 per turn, but you can potentially make multiple tokens. So also threw in a number 70 Malevolent Sin because, we've got the avatars and the fractals. They're only level 4s, but, it might come up that we can overlay into this, and then the effect is actually pretty good in order to get some damage in, or to get rid of like a pesky floodgate monster or something. Just potentially, I just threw it in as an option. Playing 2 of the firefighting Daruma doll. This is going to be our main Link 2 that we go into, not only just normal Link summoning, but with our Tri effects as well. It's got the ability to destroy spells and traps, which is pretty neat, and it could potentially recurse some of your Tri-Brigade monsters. I don't know. I think this card could be decent. This is definitely something I want to test more. Like, if it ends up being good, I could throw in a 3rd copy. If it ends up being not that great, I could cut a copy. So that's kind of why I've got 2 for now. Crusadia Regulex. So yeah, we can only summon this with a Tri-Brigade effect. We can't. It's kind of like Ancient Warriors, Double Dragon Lords, right? In that regard. But it's got a pretty nice effect. The second effect isn't relevant to us because obviously we're not playing Crusadia spells and traps, but it gains the combined attack of all monsters it points to, so it can potentially get pretty strong. So I threw in a copy just to try it. Geonator Transverser, oh, excuse me, a little voice crack there. Geonator Transverser is just a general good Link 2 in this format. Triple Burst Dragon, just a general good Link 3 in this format. Powercode Talker, as we saw when we played against our opponent, is actually a pretty good card, especially in decks that can actually make it. So decided to try out a copy here. Berserker the Tenyi, just a good Link 3 beat stick. Hraesvelgr. Again, we can only really make this. I might only go down to 1, but I decided to put in 2. Just to have more Link 3 options. Oops, obviously we're going to play 3 of the Rugals, and then I threw in Agave Dragon just as a potential Link 4 option, if it's relevant, I don't know. But, yep, so this is the build that I am running with here. Let us go ahead and take a look at, as always, I have to throw in the disclaimer that with games in this format tending to run a little bit longer, I'm not sure if we'll do only 1, or if we'll do multiple, but we'll get into some live gameplay here now. Alright, so this is the first game of us trying out our new Tri-Brigade deck against Rick Oliver. It's like a Jon Stewart type of name or something. Alright, we are going first. Oh, I thought of Jon Stewart because I thought of John Oliver, I bet. Whatever. Anyway, let's see. So this is interesting. We're going first again. Wow, that's a weird hand. But it's interesting that we're going first. I've played against a lot of decks that let me go first in this format. Alright, I'm going to set pretty much everything here except one of my revolts. And I'll just pass the opponent. So, yeah, that's definitely a little bit of a weird hand there. Uh-oh, our opponent looks like they're having connection issues. Hopefully that's not going to affect this game too much. But yeah, I decided not to set both Revolt just in case I draw a spell I want to activate. It's kind of too bad that we don't have access to Almirage in this format. Because even just top decking Kitt or Nervall won't necessarily get me into plays here. It looks like our opponent's going to have a similar opening to us here, where they set a bunch of cards. And then maybe just pass without playing a monster as well. Yep, okay, actually, they had literally the exact same opening as us, so that's neat. Okay, we drew another Lost Wind. Oh, wow. Oh, boy. Alright, I guess we'll just pass back to our opponent. Yep, this is this is how a lot of duels in this format tend to play out. Yeah, it's so weird to me, the idea that oh, let's see what they target here. This is the first one I set. Okay, they hit the Lost Wind. Okay, that's the one I wanted them to hit, actually. That's good. Not only because I have another one in hand, but also because it can be brought back from grave. So, yeah, it's interesting to me how many, because I've been on the Master Duel subreddit now. It's been a little bit more time that the format's been going on as the time I'm recording this. It's interesting how many people are complaining about how long games last, because it's like, I don't know, I see people complaining about, like, I mean, obviously there are different people who are complaining about how games long are now versus people who were complaining about how hand traps and floodgates and mass summoning are ruining the game or whatever, but it kind of just goes to show to me more than anything else that, like, complaining tends to be what gets more. And I mean, this is something that anybody who's been on the internet for like any amount of time knows, that like posts especially in a forum type setting, posts that tend to complain tend to just get more attention, because I mean, it's a natural thing, right? People want the game that they love to be better, so they want to draw attention to perceived flaws of it so that, you know, the devs will notice and like maybe things will improve. It's just, I don't know, I just did not expect backlash isn't the right word, because I don't think people hate this event, but I didn't expect the reaction to be so... Okay, let's see. So did they special summon it? Yeah, they did, okay. Yeah, I just didn't expect the reaction to be so against, like, the format. I don't know. I thought this was going to be a very, like, widely loved event, but it actually seems to be a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? Derisive than I thought. Okay, so we're playing against evil heroes, huh? Okay. Banish this card from the graveyard. Special summon one evil hero from your hand or deck. I think I'm gonna compulse this. Should I do it now? I feel like they're gonna try to send this to the graveyard. It summons an evil hero from hand or deck. Let's try to compulse this now. Okay. I just had a feeling they were going to play a spell or something, or some other kind of effect that was going to send it to the graveyard. Oh, okay, they're just going to lightning. Well, I don't know why they didn't just do that in the first place, but okay. Yeah, that's definitely not great for me. Also, do I not... this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard. Oh, I don't have it right in my graveyard. Got it. I was like, did I not get the effect? But yeah, of course I didn't. So yeah, I definitely should have waited on that. I didn't expect them to drop a lightning... Oh, I should have... I should think about Lightning Vortex in this deck. I should think about Lightning Vortex more in general. It's actually a much better card than I gave it credit for in this format. Yeah, no, I didn't expect them to have a Vortex, because I figured they were going to try to... I mean, I know I said, oh, they're probably going to try to send it to the graveyard with a spell card, but I thought that was going to be... I don't know, I don't get why they summoned it. It's weird to me. Unless they have like a battle trick, and they were going to use that to battle over my monster. That would make a lot of sense, because they also really haven't been using these back rows, and they haven't had an opportunity to chain a lot of these back rows either, so... Maybe it was some kind of like trick to raise their monster's attack or lower my monster's attack. That's what I refer to when I say a battle trick. It's kind of like a Magic the Gathering term. Ooh, we got a Kitt. That's good. We can't really do a whole lot with her by herself. I should have looked more for a Link. I don't think there are any Link 1 monsters you can use, though, that are normal or rare. Like to send Kitt or Nervall. I mean, wouldn't you... If there were, it'd probably be a better option than Almirage, which is an ultra rare, so... I think Almirage is just about the only option. What do I have? 2 Revolts and a Lost Wind. Okay. Yep, so here I'm definitely fine with my opponent, like, battling over Kitt. If they summon something and attack over it, I'm not going to try... Well, I mean, if it's not special summoned, I can't Lost Wind anyway, but... Even if it is special summoned, I don't think I'll try to Lost Wind. What are they going to MST? Are they going to MST my middle one, or are they going to MST one of my Revolts? Wow, they actually sniped the Lost Wind. 2 Lost Winds in a row they sniped those MSTs. Which is actually, again, fine for me. I don't know, in this scenario I probably would have preferred one of the Revolts here. Okay, they did special summon it. Ah, here we go. You can... Wait, when this card is equipped, you can add... If this card is destroyed because it is sent... If this card is sent to the graveyard because the whipped monster is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 level 5 or lower fire warrior in your graveyard. Special summon it. So adding a level 5... Okay, so... It's like Evil Hero Noble Knights? Okay. Oh, but they're just adding a... So it is heroes. They're just adding a heat. I see. Okay. So once this kit goes to the graveyard, these Revolts will be live, which is pretty nice. Obviously, when Kitt is destroyed here, I'll send Nervall, and then I'll send Nervall to add Fraktall, and then we can actually start doing more Tri-Brigade stuff, too. We're actually even set up to use the Crusadia monster pretty effectively if we want to. It's really just going to depend on what our opponent summons. Okay, if this card is Link summoned, reveal a fusion monster and then add the materials. Ah, okay. So yeah, this definitely seems to be... I kind of want to try a... oh yeah, we can actually activate these Lost Winds, huh? Or do we just get one of them? Ooh, no, we get both. Yeah, this is definitely not once per turn, so we will set both of our Lost Winds here. Yeah, this card to me is the main draw of a hero deck in this format, the Infernal Driver. And I actually kind of want to build heroes as a result. That's the cool thing about this format that I think I mentioned earlier in another video, is that, like, you see something your opponent's playing, you can just, like, build it. It's really neat. Or no, I didn't mention that in a video. I saw that as a post on the subreddit, Jesus. You know it's bad when you're confusing posts you saw for things you said. Okay, so they reveal Flame Wingman to add Avian and Burstinatrix. I bet they have Poly. I bet one of these is Poly. It could also be the card they just drew, but... Now that I know they're willing to set the Infernoble Arms, I guess in this format there's really not... Is there any real, like, mass spell trap removal that's actually decent? Oh, they did have Poly in their hand, okay. Yeah, I'm trying to think, is there any back row removal in this format that's, like, actually decent? I don't know if there is. Mass back row removal, I mean, not just, like... I know there's, like, MST and other single target back row removal, but... Like, obviously we don't have Twin Twister or Harpies or Lightning Storm. I guess at that point, yeah, what else would you even use for mass back row removal? I bet Malevolent Catastrophe is rare or normal, but that's not that great. So here, I'm going to take the attacks. Like, I'll just... Like, Flame Wingman will probably attack here. I'll take it, and then I'll let this attack directly. Or, I guess, either way. Well, actually, no, they missed out on damage by attacking this way. You should attack with Flame Wingman, because that'll deal a total of 2100 damage, then you can attack directly for 17, as opposed to dealing 1000 damage and then 21. Yeah, I'm not going to Revolt in response to this attack, because I can't summon anything that'll be stronger than Flame Wingman here. But we'll definitely use Kitt to send... Oh, no, we can, because we're sending Nervall, so yeah, we can actually get a Link 3, so... Ooh, we can even get Rugal, and then we can Rugal's effect... Yeah, okay, cool. This actually is working out pretty good for us here. Yeah, Flame Wingman attacks directly, but we can now flip one of our Revolts. We won't get the Kitt or Nervall effect, which is too bad, but it's not that big of a deal. And boom. Nice. Unless they do have a battle trick like I thought they might. Oh wow, they actually do. They have a, well, it's kind of a battle trick. It's Lost Wind. It's not really what I was expecting, but yeah, okay, that's fine. So yeah, we'll take a total of 2100 damage here. That's the best way to think about Flame Wingman's effect, is like, because you'll take the difference of your monster's attacks, and then you'll take the damage of your attack, so you end up taking a total of 21. Whatever Flame Wingman's attack is, the amount of damage you take from the attack. Not that you needed me to tell you how to do basic math, I'm sure, but I don't know, it's just a neat little, or an interesting little... Oh, we actually take more, because that's right, because our monster had more original attacks, so... Oh, never mind, I was, my little mnemonic didn't even apply there. Alright. Okay, we drew a Chalice. That's okay. Opponent's got a quick effect they could activate. It's not on one of their monsters, is it? Nope. Okay, just wanted to make sure. Okay, let's load up our graveyard with tri-types real quick. Oh, I wonder what this back row is. It's only live now that they have like a fusion. I wonder if it's like defusion or something. Because it's only live now that they have these out. I'm pretty sure it's probably only live because they have a fusion monster out. I guess it could be live because they have a hero out too. But I'm pretty sure they had a hero out earlier. Maybe they didn't on my turn, because I denied Torrential and like answer their stuff. Okay, let's activate Nervall. And we can cancel, and then we'll add another Fraktall. Alright, let's summon Fraktall. Cool thing is, even if our opponent negates Fraktall's effect, one, not only do we have Revolt, but two, we have Forbidden Chalice. Like, even if we didn't have Revolt, we could have Chalice to pump up Fraktall and then battle over something still. Let's do 3. Let's do... It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter at all, I think, in this format. Obviously, we prefer not to do our Fire... Well, I guess we could even do the Fire King. That doesn't even particularly matter either. But in this format, we don't have to really consider, like, keeping links in grave because we don't have access code. We don't have to consider what we might want to bring back off of Bearbrum because that's not a card that's in this format. So, actually, what does their graveyard look like? Okay, lots of monsters. But I think it's actually still probably right to summon Hraesvelgr here. Because then we can get the Rugal off of the Revolt. I'm going to wait to flip Revolt. I'm going to move to the battle phase first. Oh, is this any card or is this just monsters? No, it's monsters. Okay, that's what I thought. No, that's fine. Yeah, I might have to go back and put Lost Wind in more of these decks that I didn't have it in. Because it's definitely a better card than I gave it credit for. Like in this format in particular, I mean, it's just a lot more annoying of a card than you think it would be. It's funny because even an old school, like, quote-unquote Yugi boomer like myself is having to, like, readjust their way of thinking when it comes to this format, trying to, like... Because I'm so used now to how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is now in this Master Duel format. Like, just... And even before this, like, you know, I'd still played up to 2016, which was a, you know, fairly decently paced format. I mean, that was, like... Pepe was around the time I quit. So, like, I'm used to ridiculous, like, combo decks and decks that in on a bunch of negates and stuff. But, I mean, it's been, like, since 2010 since I've played, like, this kind of Yu-Gi-Oh! But I think that's kind of one of the cool things about Yu-Gi-Oh! As a game in general, is that there's so many, like, speeds you can play it at. I almost wonder, too, like, how much balancing Konami really did when it came to picking what cards are normals and rares. It also makes me wonder if we could see some cards like adjusted rarity. I don't think this will happen. Okay, they conceded. Yeah, I don't think this will happen, but there is a world where maybe we see some super rare cards go down to rare or something, which would be interesting. Or even if they don't do it like, you know, as a permanent change, they could make a change like for the format specifically. I don't know. There's like a lot of cool things they could do. I think this format or this event's kind of opened my eyes up to that in a little bit in a lot of ways. A little bit in a lot of ways. Great. Let's move on to the next game. All right, next next opponent here is Ooga Booga. We lose the coin flip once again. That's not that big of a deal, though. Oh, we're actually going second this time. So this is a deck that... You know what? Now that I think about it, the last deck that I lost the coin flip to and they went first, I think was another hero deck. So maybe it's just heroes that want to go first. Wow, this is a solid opening hand. It's funny. This is definitely like... This... Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, you know what? We did it to other people. I guess it's time to get a taste of our own medicine. What was I about to say that? Oh yeah, I was like, yeah, this is like it's just like the going second. I mean, yeah, I mean, we're playing the normal rare version of Tri-Brigade, but just the way this hand is laid out just is so invocative of what the regular tries to is like. I don't know, it's interesting. This format's interesting. It's like I said at the end of the last duel. I think this format's super interesting. Can we run over that? We can crash into it. Ooh, we might be able to... We actually might be able to run over that with Hraesvelgr. Ooh. We might actually be able to run over this. Now, we still have the Heartland Draco to deal... Or the Heart Earth Dragon to deal with. If we draw one of our Book of Moons or Chalices... That's why this card is actually kind of why I put 3 of each of those in the deck, honestly. It's also a case for Lightning Storm. Oh my god, we actually drew the Chalice. Wow, so we can actually, like, we have plays. Oh, wow, we actually have, like, good plays, too. Okay, let me see this. Hang on, let me read this real quick. During your opponent's end phase. Until the end of the turn. Good, okay. Alright, let's activate Fraktall. And then we're going to do the regular try line. And then, since I'll have 3 in grave, I can, words. I can get Hraesvelgr. I can get Hraesvelgr, and then I can make it up to 48, and then I can battle over this, number 97. And then, with the Fraktall I search here, I can use the Chalice to negate this and run over the Heart Earth, too. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I don't have any other monsters in hand. So let's get the Fraktall. And we even have a Revolt and a Compulsary MSTs. Oh my god, this hand is so good. Oh, this hand is so good. The other kind of funny thing about this format, too, is that you don't have to worry about hand traps, which is super nice. Not that I don't know. I don't have anything against hand traps personally, but like it's just nice to be able to make plays and just know that they're going to go through if your opponent doesn't have any back row. That's so nice. Oh my god. And then we'll Chalice your Heart Earth, so now it can be destroyed, and we'll attack it. Oh my god, I was so scared. I was so scared at the beginning there, but like we just totally had every answer. That's pretty awesome. We didn't just have every answer. We did top deck the Chalice, but still, that was cool. That was cool to be able to actually like play a deck that can answer that board. This deck is good. I like this deck. Oh man. What are they gonna hit? It actually doesn't even really matter. Unless it's... Oh my god, I was gonna say unless it's Compulse. Oh, that's actually the one I did not want them to hit. It's like if they target Revolt, I can chain it. If they hit one of the other MSTs, that's fine. Oh, grumble, grumble, whatever. 25% chance. It's actually fairly good odds for them to hit it, but... Alright, what you got, opponent? What have you got? I wonder if they're thinking like, ah, this is bullshit. I came to this event to get away from Tri-Brigade. No, actually, it's funny that despite being the top deck, Tri-Brigade is not really hated, like, as a tier deck. Generally speaking. I mean, of course, everybody's going to hate. Like, somebody's going to hate every deck, but Tri-Brigade, and particularly Tri-Zu, does not seem to draw as much ire as, like, Drytron or Eldritch, or even Adamanticators. Even Virtual World, too. It's because our ending board doesn't have any actual negates. I mean, sure, it's got like a +4. But people tend not to care. Whoa, this isn't, this is like an actual Infinitrack deck here. Yeah, that's fine. I don't care about that. Yeah, no, people tend not to care when they're getting wrecked by a bunch of advantage, but when you like flip a negate and stop them from doing things, then people start to care. You contribute 1 Earth Machine monster special. You can banish this from your graveyard to Pot of Avarice. Got it. Okay. Huh, so it looks like our opponent's playing a more Infinitrack focused variant of the Gadget deck. Summon it in defense mode. Do they have... Oh, is this just Earth Machines? Yeah, 5 Earth Machines. Okay, they don't have 5 Earth Machines in grave. Okay, let's flip up Revolt here during the end phase. I actually should have flipped this up during the end of their main phase too. Ooh, you know what? Yeah, because then I could have gotten something back with this Rugal. Well, that just goes to show you can't rely on your old instincts here in this format. You actually gotta plan a little bit more. But at the very least, we do get the Kitt and Nervall's effects. And I guess I'll chain block even though there's no Ash in this format. Someone made an interesting point actually on the subreddit that I saw earlier today about Ash that I never really considered. They were talking about how Ash is like a really, really OP card, and how if it was like not any other format. What am I trying to say here? But because Ash is necessary to keep the balance of the game, like it has to stay around. The example that they gave, and I think this is kind of interesting, it's worth thinking about at the very least, is that, you know, with Ash, or sorry, with, you take a card like Pot of Greed. Pot of Greed is banned because if it were at 3, it'd be played in every deck and it would get a +2, right? Well, I mean, if you think about it, we have Ash, which is played in every deck at 3, and it's, I mean, it's not an inherent, I said +2, I meant +1 with Pot of Greed. It's not an inherent +1, but with the amount of plays that it stops, it's like pretty much like it can be anywhere from a 1-for-1 trade to like up to a +10, you know, like it's kind of ridiculous what that card can do. Let's see. Let's do 3, sure. Doesn't particularly matter here. But yeah, but Ash is allowed to stay around. Like, I guess the argument they were trying to make is, like, I don't even think they were trying to say even that Ash is as powerful as Pot of Greed. I think the argument was more just that, like, Ash is such a strong card, but it's so needed as well. Like, it's so necessary for the game that it, like, has to be around at 3. And I think that's what people tend to have a problem with. And I can agree with that. I think, like, I don't think we should have to rely on cards as powerful as Ash to keep the balance of the game. Like, it definitely feels like a band-aid solution, right? Alright, let's just finish them off here. Smack them one more time. Pow! Alright. Look at this board. This is insane. Oh my god, I love this deck. Yeah, I'm looking at my time right now. I think I'd go too long if I tried to get one more game in, so I'm going to call it for now, but don't worry, I am definitely going to be playing more games with this deck. You will absolutely see another video with this, because I'm immediately in love with this deck. Alright everyone, that is going to do it for this video. Like I said though, don't worry, there are absolutely more videos with this deck along the way. Like, I'm already thinking right now of ways, like changes I'm about to make between these videos and like other things you could potentially do with this deck. So yeah, rest assured you will absolutely be seeing more of the normal rare Tri-Brigade deck here. But like I said, that is going to do it for today's video. Guys, thank you as always very, very much for watching. I super duper appreciate it. Let me know actually in the comments, because lately I've kind of been like throwing out a bunch of different like kinds of content right now. So like I've got the SP deck challenge going. I'm still throwing out deck profiles, these live duels, obviously stuff for the festival as well. But if there's any other like types of series you guys want to see, because I've been thinking about this a lot lately, where I've been thinking a lot about like you know, making more general advice videos, making more maybe trying again a shot at the like building a deck on video, but like actually I don't know, planning it out this time, which I did not do last time I tried to record it. But yeah, so if there's any like type of video you want to see in particular that I haven't tried yet, let me know, because I'm definitely down to try new things, and I'm actually looking to try new things even. But as always, I appreciate you guys watching, especially to the very end like this, and I am especially appreciative if you are commenting and subscribing as well. I love interacting with you guys down in the comments. I try to do it as often as I can. I take time, once a day, I take some time to go through some of the at least some of the comments and answer them. So, but yeah, don't feel like you have to comment or subscribe. If you're just here to watch, that is completely fine with me too. I'm just glad to have you guys along for the ride. So, yep, that is going to do it. This is Hraesvelgr signing out. Hope you have a fantastic day.